I almost didn't make this video. Not because I don't have anything to say, but because what I have to say is the kind of thing most people take to their grave. But I'm done being quiet. I'm done shrinking. And if my story helps even one person feel less alone tonight, it's worth it. So here we go. My name is Christina Lorraine. I'm a single mom. I'm a survivor, a work in progress, and I am finally untamed and thriving. Let me take you back, because you need to understand who I was to appreciate who I am becoming. I was the girl who loved everybody else more than she loved herself. The one who kept the peace. Who made herself smaller so other people could feel bigger. Who stayed way longer than she should have because she convinced herself love was supposed to hurt. I believed that if I just try harder, love harder, gave more, it would be enough to fix something that was never mine to fix. I was in toxic relationships that took things from me. I didn't even realize I was giving away. My confidence, my voice, my sense of who I was, outside of being someone's everything while they treated me like nothing. And through all of it, I was raising my child, trying to be strong for him, while I was quietly falling apart inside. I didn't have a word for it back then. I just knew something was deeply wrong, and that something was my life. There was a moment, and I remember it like it was this morning, where I looked at myself in the mirror and I genuinely did not recognize the woman looking back at me. She looked tired, and not just physically tired, soul tired. Like she had been fighting a war nobody else could see for way too long. I had poured everything I had into people and situations that were draining me dry. And I remember thinking, is this it? Is this just my life now? Sitting in my car, crying, yelling at God, why, oh why is he putting me through this? That was my rock bottom. And rock bottom, as terrifying as it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Because when you have nothing left, when you've exhausted every other option, sometimes the only place left to look is up. I want to talk about God for a second, and I'm not going to stand here and pretend that I had some perfect overnight transformation. That is not my testimony. My testimony is messy. My testimony is crying in my car, begging God to help me, because I had run out of my own strength. But here is what I know to be true. When I finally stopped trying to control everything, when I finally let go and said, God, I cannot do this without you, things started to shift. Not all at once, not in ways I expected, but slowly, quietly, I started to feel something I hadn't felt in years. Peace. Real peace. Not the fake kind where you just are numb. The kind that makes no sense given your circumstances, but somehow lives in your chest anyway. That's God. And putting Him first, truly first, became the foundation that everything else in my healing was built on. Here's what nobody tells you about healing. It is not a straight line. Some days you feel like a completely new person, and some days you feel like you're right back at square one. Some days you will grieve the life you thought you'd have, and some days you will accidentally miss the person who hurt you the most. And all of that is okay. Healing is not the absence of pain. Healing is learning to walk through the pain without letting it have the final word. I did the work, the uncomfortable, ugly, necessary work. I went to therapy. I read every book. I journaled until my hand hurt. I prayed when I didn't even feel like it. I set boundaries that cost me relationships. I chose myself over and over again, even when it felt selfish, even when people called it selfish. I learned what my patterns were. I learned why I kept choosing what I chose. I learned that I was worthy and exactly the kind of love I had been giving everyone else. And slowly, the woman in the mirror started to look familiar again. So here's where I am today. I am a single mom to a teenager who is almost ready to leave the nest. And instead of being terrified by that, I am learning to be excited. Because for the first time in a long time, I am asking myself a question that I forgot I was allowed to ask. Who am I? Outside of being somebody's mom, outside of surviving, what do I actually love? What lights me up? What has God been setting aside for me while I was busy going through the fire? And I am finding out one day, one hobby, one honest video at a time, I have a lot of interests. I am a lot of things. And I am done apologizing for that. This channel, this brand, this community is me documenting that journey in real time. Unfiltered, unscripted, untamed. Some videos will make you laugh. Some videos might make you cry. And some might make you text your best friend and say, "Girl, you need to watch this." But all of it will be real because you deserve real. And honestly, so do I. So if you're watching this right now and something I said landed in a place you weren't expecting, stay. You found this for a reason. Maybe you're still in something toxic and you don't know how to get out. Maybe you're in the thick of healing and feel like it's never going to end. Maybe you're a single mom who feels invisible. Maybe you just need to know that someone else gets it. And I get it. Subscribe, follow, come back, because this is just the beginning. My name is Christina Lorraine. This is Untamed and Thriving. And we are just getting started. God brought you here for a reason. Don't you dare leave now. Have a good night.